I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me.
Toni Braxton experienced a dramatic downturn in her career. Once being a renowned songwriter in the industry, suddenly she encountered a series of devastating setbacks, including financial hardship and a severe illness. There have been speculations suggesting a possible connection between her downfall and Oprah Winfrey. However, people have questions in their minds about how they both are connected.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%.
100%.
Toni Braxton burst onto the music scene in the late 80s.
Unbreak my heart.
Captivating fans with her extraordinary vocal talent and timeless songs. Added to her enduring success in the music industry, Toni has also become known for her involvement in Braxton Family Values, a popular reality TV show on WeTV, alongside her sisters and mother.
Happy birthday to you.
But while she has rightfully earned the title of a Grammy Award-winning R&B legend, Toni has also faced her fair share of challenges during her career, with one of the most trying moments being her bankruptcy filing.
She says to me, I hear you have Gucci flatware. I'm Oprah Winfrey and I don't have Gucci flatware.
In a revealing interview on VH1's Behind the Music, Toni candidly discussed the bankruptcy situation and how it was received by the public and fellow celebrities. During the same period when she was grappling with financial difficulties, Toni appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show. As is customary for guests on Oprah's show, she anticipated questions about her then-current situation. However, Toni was taken aback by Oprah's unexpectedly tough line of questioning, leaving her in a state of disbelief.
I read that you were upset about stories that your overspending caused.
During this interview, viewers perceived Oprah's questions as indirect criticism of Toni's spending habits, with the implication that Toni's extravagant expenditures were a significant factor in her bankruptcy. In response to Oprah's perceived rudeness, Toni replied, "She was so frickin' mean to me. I was in shock." Toni openly acknowledged her deep respect and affection for Oprah before the interview took place, expressing that she had never anticipated Oprah would be as critical as she turned out to be during their conversation. She said, "I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her and she pretty much reprimanded me." According to Braxton's recollection, Oprah's disapproval didn't stop there. Toni remembered Oprah saying something along the lines of, quote, "I've heard you have Gucci flatware, whereas I, Oprah Winfrey, do not own Gucci flatware," while gesturing by bringing her thumb and forefinger close together. The comment left the star of Braxton Family Values feeling significantly diminished.
You ain't got Gucci flatware because you didn't want to buy it. It's not because you couldn't afford it. What did you mean? And immediately, she made me feel this big.
But how did she go bankrupt? Let's go back to the 1980s. Toni Braxton initially entered the music scene in the late 1980s as part of the Braxtons, an R&B group consisting of herself and her sisters Tracy, Tawanda, Trina, and Tamar Braxton. However, after achieving success with her debut solo single, Love Shoulda Brought You Home in 1992, which was featured on the soundtrack of Eddie Money's film Boomerang, Toni decided to pursue a solo career. Toni released her debut solo album in 1993, which not only reached the #1 spot on the Billboard album chart, but also included popular hits such as Another Sad Love Song and Breathe Again. Her second album, Secrets, released in 1996, was another massive success, selling over 15 million copies worldwide. It featured the biggest hit of her career, Unbreak My Heart, which held the #1 position on the charts for an astounding 11 weeks and catapulted Toni to international music stardom.
Don't leave me in all this pain. Don't leave me.
The singer enjoyed a career that many artists coveted. Nevertheless, despite her remarkable success, which encompassed record sales totaling over $170 million for her label by 1998, Toni Braxton declared bankruptcy. She recalled in a 2012 interview with ABC News. "The Vegas show, I just renewed my contracts with all my vendors," she explained, "and then a month later I got sick. I couldn't work and could not afford to pay them back." How does a female artist with record sales that high end up declaring bankruptcy not once, but twice within a short span of time? It may surprise some to learn that Toni's financial troubles stemmed from a disastrous record contract that left her with minimal earnings during the height of her career, coupled with significant health challenges.
How could anybody blow through upwards of $50 million Well, start with a fetish for silverware and sheets, throw in a few other big-ticket items, and mix with some bad luck.
Fans were left in disbelief when Toni filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in January 1998. This was especially surprising considering that just 2 years prior, she had released the global sensation Unbreak My Heart, which not only sold over 5 million copies, but also garnered her a Grammy Award. Additionally, Toni had launched her second studio album, Secrets, in 1996, which sold over 6 million units in the United States and an additional 3 million worldwide.
Celine had Unbreak My Heart, and she didn't feel that. I don't know what the situation was, but I know I got it, so we kind of flipped off there.
When the mother of two initiated her bankruptcy proceedings, reportedly court documents revealed that her music had generated a staggering sum of over $170 million in sales from her initial 2 studio albums. However, it appeared that the income she was generating for her record label, Arista LaFace, was not translating into her own financial gain. In an interview, Braxton explained, "I sold more than 40 million records, yet my royalties were less than $2,000. What many people don't know is that an artist makes 4 to 7 cents on the dollar for every album sold, and they have to pay back $20 million to the label for all the money that was spent to create, promote, and sell that album." Just a few weeks before this, the sources suggest that the singer-songwriter behind Hurt You had filed a lawsuit against the company, seeking release from her contract. Her lawyer later revealed to the LA Times that their client was receiving a mere 33 cents for each album sold, a revelation that underscored how she was far from reaping the rewards of her hard work and talent.
I have my moments, I have my days, good days and bad days, I can't deny it.
As time passed, additional information emerged regarding Toni's problematic record contract with Arista LaFace. Despite being one of the label's top artists, executives at the company declined to negotiate a more favorable deal for her, one that would include a higher royalty rate and advances. Rumors have it that with the label's lack of cooperation and their failure to provide her with the financial support she needed considering she also had to support her team, Toni found herself with no alternative but to initiate the bankruptcy process. In an interview with Black Enterprise, Toni touched on the subject, saying, "After TLC talked publicly about their bankruptcy, the label prohibited other LaFace artists to talk, but now I can. I sold more than 40 million records, yet my royalties were less than $2,000. People don't understand that this issue went all the way to Congress about bankruptcy. All contracts are null and void except for a recording artist. Can you believe it? But the industry has changed now." She also addressed claims that she had bad spending habits, which many believed was the real reason she found herself in a bad financial state. To that, she said, "People were reporting things like I bought Gucci flatware. Yes, I treated myself and it was only $500. If I bought 1,000 count sheets, they were from TJ Maxx for about $49. So I wasn't living extravagantly. Yes, of course, I spent money, but when you consider that an artist makes 4 to 7 cents on the dollar for every album sold, and they have to pay back $20 million to the label for all the money that was spent to create, promote, and sell that album, then yeah, chances are you'll end up in a whole lot of debt." The situation was dire. During an interview with Oprah Winfrey, Toni Braxton revealed the harsh reality that despite selling nearly 30 million records, she had received a shockingly meager royalty check of $1,972 from her album sales. She had been subsiding on advances from her label and income from touring. To make ends meet, Braxton had to part with her assets, including her property, clothing, jewelry, a baby grand piano, and cars. She even resorted to auctioning off her cherished Grammy Awards. Alongside the financial strain, she grappled with feelings of embarrassment and uncertainty about her future as a signed artist.
You bet your sweet because just 6 months ago, Toni was totally wiped out, owing more than $50 million in debt.
Following her bankruptcy and the legal battles with her label, Toni Braxton opted for a new direction. However, her fans supported her throughout her brutal journey. One fan wrote, "Toni sold over 8 million copies of her first 2 albums. She should be able to buy a Gucci flatware. It was a bad deal with too many labels she was signed to. People shouldn't make it seem like she spent money that she never had." Another one added, "Regardless of what people think of her, financially it was extremely smart to file bankruptcy twice. People that don't understand it should educate themselves on it. She gets to keep her millions and potentially walk away from the debt." She channeled her talents towards Broadway and became a part of the cast of Disney's Beauty and the Beast in 1998. This decision offered her a more stable source of income. Simultaneously, she returned to the recording studio and released her third album titled The Heat, which once again soared to the top of the charts. This album produced 2 hit singles and paved the way for another successful tour, allowing her to both promote her music and reconnect with her devoted fan base. In In addition to her passion for Broadway, Toni Braxton embraced her love for the stage once more, this time by joining the cast of Disney's Ada. True to her roots as a musician, she released the albums More Than a Woman in 2002 and Libra in 2005. Then in 2006, she spearheaded a trend that many urban artists were eager to follow. Braxton announced a residency in Las Vegas at the Flamingo Hotel, taking over from Wayne Newton as the headline act. Her show, Toni Braxton Revealed, ran 6 nights a week and was originally slated to continue until 2010.
My energy during the show is, okay, if 1 to 10, I'm probably at a 20. So it's really high energy. Silly person, a people's person.
In the midst of her Las Vegas residency in 2007, during one of her performances, Toni Braxton collapsed on stage and was promptly rushed to the hospital. At the time, the exact nature of her health issues remained undisclosed. However, 3 years later, after taking a hiatus from the entertainment industry, she candidly shared her medical challenges. Braxton had been diagnosed with lupus, experienced a form of angina, and grappled with a severe heart condition. Her deteriorating health significantly impeded her capacity to perform, ultimately leading her to the difficult decision of officially canceling her self-financed Vegas show.
I have SLE, systemic lupus. It can attack anything from skin to hair, in my case, any organ in my body. I've been living with lupus for more than 15 years now.
Canceling the show posed a fresh set of financial challenges for Toni Braxton, as it necessitated breaking contracts with vendors, many of whom she simply could not afford to compensate. Consequently, for the second time in her career, she found herself compelled to file for bankruptcy in 2010. Her lawyer, Deborah Grassgreen, acknowledged that making this decision for the second time was an exceedingly tough one, but it was a choice driven by necessity rather than preference. Quote, after months of trying to work out an acceptable arrangement with her principal creditors, she determined that the only way to assure that she could meet her tax obligations and provide for her 2 small children was to commence these bankruptcy cases, she said. Over the past 3 decades, singer Toni Braxton has undeniably become an icon in the world of R&B music. Her contralto voice, often described as a blend of Anita Baker's sultriness and Babyface's passion, catapulted her to the top of the charts. However, alongside her musical success, her well-documented financial struggles have also made her a constant presence in headlines.
And then the lifestyle is incidental.
The perks are lovely. I can't deny the perks. They're great.
As fans began connecting the dots between these incidents, their suspicion grew stronger that Oprah played a significant role in Toni's decline. This perception was fueled by the well-known conflict between Oprah and MoNique. Many believe that Oprah had effectively derailed MoNique's career. And there were even rumors that MoNique was on the brink of homelessness. The lack of any public apology from Oprah for the harm inflicted upon MoNique only added to these suspicions.
So for 8 years, my family has suffered and my career has suffered because what I would not allow those entities to do was bully me.
The reason Oprah did not apologize, according to some people, is attributed to her ego and pride. In 2009, Oprah and Tyler Perry jointly released their film Precious, directed by Lee Daniels, to a global audience. In an effort to capitalize on the media buzz generated by the film's positive critical reception, the film's producers decided to send MoNique on a promotional tour. MoNique herself revealed, "I had no idea I'd been blackballed because I don't think that Hollywood has turned its nose up to me," said the actor, suggesting someone had decided to teach MoNique a lesson because she's not playing the game. What left people in awe was MoNique's candid revelation that Oprah had been making unreasonable demands during their movie campaigns. This is what MoNique said. "We were out on the campaign and she was making unreasonable demands, and this is where reverse racism, I think, happens." Following this, there were allegations that Lee Daniels had made threats against MoNique, warning her that she would encounter something unpleasant. It's noteworthy that Lee initially sided with Oprah in the dispute. However, as time passed, MoNique revealed that Lee had made some peculiar comments about Oprah. MoNique said, "I think that those are feelings that Mr. Daniels is having." He said, "You know, MoNique, she didn't thank the producers at the Oscars. She didn't thank the studio, and that's just not things that you do." These revelations have led many to speculate that Oprah may not treat junior artists and staff well, especially those involved in movie productions. It has fueled a perception that the general public has harbored suspicions about Oprah concealing certain aspects of her behavior or actions. One person said, "She's incredible. Oprah had some darkness to her that we rarely see and hear, but a lot of us know it's there." And another person said, "Oprah has always been a snake in the grass," meaning someone who can be deadly at any moment. MoNique has also been vocal about her past experiences, sharing that nobody believed her when she disclosed that she had been subjected to bullying by her older brother Gerald during her childhood years from ages 7 to 11. Their relationship eventually fractured after Gerald was convicted of harassing another woman and received a 12-year prison sentence. In 2010, a surprising turn of events occurred when Gerald accepted an invitation from Oprah to appear on her show. Oprah even made an attempt to have MoNique participate in the episode. However, MoNique made it clear to Oprah that she had no intention of appearing on the show, even if her brother requested her presence. To MoNique's shock, Oprah went a step further by inviting not only Gerald but also their two parents to the show. This was particularly distressing for MoNique, as it seemed that her parents were downplaying the traumatic experiences she had endured during her childhood.
I did assault and inappropriately touch my sister in manners that were not comfortable for her. And for that, I apologize.
MoNique was left devastated by the situation, and her attempts to seek comfort from Oprah went unnoticed. When she encountered Oprah in Hollywood for the first time ever after this incident, MoNique couldn't help but be skeptical of Oprah's assertion that she had been unaware Gerald would be bringing her family onto the show. As MoNique explained in an interview, she then said, "Do you want to come on the show because he wants to apologize to you?" I said, "Oprah, I don't want no part of that." Several well-known individuals have publicly accused Oprah of concealing information or supporting people like Harvey Weinstein, with one notable accuser being Rose McGowan. According to Rose, Oprah made an error in her choice of association with individuals like Russell Simmons and Harvey Weinstein, whom she considered friends. Rose tweeted, "I am glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she was real, but she isn't. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come. #Lizard." Singer Seal is another prominent figure who has accused the TV host of being connected to people like Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. The nature of the host's alleged relationship with Jeffrey Epstein remains surrounded by mystery and speculation. As evidenced by online discussions, many people have formed the impression that she may have played a role in Epstein's choice of victims. Some even entertained the possibility that Floridian residents who accused Oprah of involvement in a organization might have been correct in their claims. These allegations and suspicions have raised serious questions about her associations and activities. Later on, however, Oprah disproved all of these rumors that were circulating on Twitter, saying, "Just got a phone call that my name is trending and being trolled for some awful fake thing. It's not true. Haven't been raided or arrested. Just sanitizing and self-distancing with the rest of the world. Stay safe, everybody." Moreover, there is a well-known conspiracy theory suggesting that influential figures in Hollywood purposely harm individuals in order to discredit or cancel them. There are also rumors circulating that some specific Hollywood elites may have played a role in Toni's illness as a form of retaliation for a 1980s interview.
Please welcome Toni Braxton!
She's so freaking mean to me.
According to sources, Hollywood's history is full of such examples where they made people suffer physically, and one such example is Martin Lawrence. During the heights of his career, Martin Lawrence experienced a severe health crisis that posed a grave threat to his life. Lawrence, celebrated as one of the most accomplished comedic actors in the industry, was known for his unwavering commitment to his craft. However, this dedication led him down a perilous path. In 1999, as he diligently worked to shed weight for his role in Big Mama's House, the star of Bad Boys for Life found himself in a coma for 3 harrowing days, narrowly avoiding a tragic outcome.
Y'all ain't never heard of Soul Korea?
According to reports, the actor put his life at risk by wearing heavy clothing and a plastic sweatsuit while jogging in sweltering 100-degree weather. This extreme workout regimen ultimately led to his collapse, resulting in a 3-day coma where he relied on a ventilator for breathing support at the Los Robles Regional Medical Center. Furthermore, during this critical period, his body temperature skyrocketed to a staggering 107 degrees Fahrenheit.
The ignorance of people that think that what you see in the media of any actor or footballer, represents the entirety of their experience.
Nonetheless, it appeared that Hollywood did not take significant steps to address these concerns despite the warnings. The industry continued to face criticism for its treatment of individuals, and an ongoing list of people continued to endure hardships and challenges, which some attributed to the perceived harshness within the industry. In 2016, Kid Cudi penned a heartfelt letter to his fans, candidly revealing his need for help. The musician was grappling with depression and suicidal thoughts, leading him to make the courageous decision to voluntarily admit himself into a rehab facility.
I dealt with for the past 5 years. Loneliness is a terrible, terrible thing, man. And if you don't know how to conquer it, it can eat you alive.
He explained to his fans, quote, "I am not at peace. I haven't been since you've known me. If I didn't come here, I would have done something to myself." However, another perilous situation loomed on the horizon. In a recent interview with Esquire, the artist revealed that just 2 weeks after entering rehab, he experienced a stroke that required hospitalization. This was an incredibly frightening and traumatic ordeal for him. The stroke had such a profound impact that it severely affected his speech and physical abilities to the extent that his manager advised him to take a temporary hiatus from music. He embarked on several weeks of intensive physical therapy to aid in his recovery process.
Well, that's where most of the bad stuff came in, because I was like, I have to live up to be this person,
exactly.
And I don't feel like that.
At the time of the stroke, Kid Cudi was 32 years old, and while this may appear relatively young, a February 2020 article in the journal Stroke highlights that between 10% and 15% of strokes occur in individuals aged 18 to 50. Furthermore, there has been a noted increase in stroke rates among people under the age of 45. In Kid Cudi's case, he has been candid about his 2-week substance binge just prior to seeking treatment in rehab, which could have contributed to this alarming medical episode.
Like doing a comedy, but you're miserable.
Yep.
It's like my life was like this show, and I was always supposed to be on.
Kid Cudi went on to disclose that his hiatus from music a few years ago wasn't solely a result of his struggles with substance use and depression. It was also instigated by a debilitating stroke that left him grappling with speech and mobility impairments. This incident compelled Kid Cudi to temporarily suspend his music career and devote the subsequent months to intensive physical rehabilitation. However, he pointed out that he didn't truly rediscover his sense of self until he auditioned for a role in the Broadway show Lobby Hero alongside Michael Cera in 2017.
When the show was over, I was completely miserable. For a long time, I was not happy when I woke up in the morning.
So given the awareness of incidents related to the alleged harshness and challenges within Hollywood, one might wonder why Toni's family wasn't aware of what happened to her. However, it's important to note that Toni demonstrated remarkable resilience throughout her career, never succumbing to external pressures. This unwavering determination is precisely why her legacy endures and why she continues to thrive in her life.